You might think black was the first business suit color, but guess what? It wasn't. The real original of business fashion was charcoal gray. Here's why. The modern business suit evolved from the British lounge suit, which itself was a simpler version of aristocratic coats. Back in the 18th century, men's fashion was bold, colorful, and highly decorative. Think velvet coats, embroidery, and knee-high boots. But during the Industrial Revolution, late 1700 to early 1800s, everything changed. Men in business needed practical and professional attire that wouldn't look flashy or high maintenance. Enter the dark wool suit, clean, structured, and respectable. At first, the most common colors were charcoal gray, navy blue, and dark brown. But here's the key. In the Victorian era, Queen Victoria wore black for 40 years after Prince Albert's death, reinforcing black's solemnity. So, the upper-class men wore black for funerals, and the only widely accepted use of black in menswear was evening wear, tuxedos, tailcoats. As business districts expanded, especially in London and New York, these colors became a symbol of professionalism and trust. Among them, charcoal gray stood out as the perfect blend of formal yet approachable. You know, there's a reason why charcoal gray became such a staple in the business world. It's kind of like the unsung hero of professional fashion, neutral, practical, and solid. Unlike black, which fades and shows every little speck of dust, charcoal gray is low maintenance and still looks sharp. Plus, color psychology backs it up. Charcoal gray gives off vibes of stability, intelligence, and neutrality. It's like saying, I'm in charge, without screaming it. Now, black suits, they're great, but they've always had this rigid, serious energy. They're almost too intense for the everyday office scene. That's why for the longest time, you'd only see black at formal events, funerals, and super strict dress codes. Charcoal gray, on the other hand, hit that sweet spot. It had the authority of black, but with a softer, more approachable feel. And we can't talk about this without giving a nod to the British tailoring tradition. By the late 1800s, Savile Row in London was the place for custom suits. Bankers, lawyers, executives, they all turned to British tailors to look the part. And it wasn't long before this trend hopped across the pond to the US. By the early 1900s, financial hubs like Wall Street were fully on board with the British business suit look. Dark colors, clean cuts, and lots of charcoal gray. The American Brooks Brothers suit even became a badge of corporate success, which only cemented gray and navy as the top business color. Then came the 1940s, and the war had a big influence too. Military uniforms in dark blue and gray started showing up in corporate settings. Those colors just stuck, blending right into the business world. Even then, black suits were still pretty much a no-go for daytime business. They stayed in their lane for evening and formal occasions only. So, charcoal gray didn't just become popular. It earned its spot as the go-to business color. The rise of the power suit and black's popularity. All right, let's talk about black suits. For the longest time, they were stuck in the strictly formal category: funerals, evening events, and the occasional high society gala. But when did black suits finally break into the business world and become the power move? Welcome to the 1980s power suit era. This was the decade of big business, bigger egos. Corporate culture was booming, and TV shows like Wall Street and Miami Vice made black suits look bold, confident, and dominant. The message, if you wanted to look like you were in charge, you wore black. And let's not forget the designers who pushed black suits into business fashion. Giorgio Armani was a game changer. He took black suits out of the funeral home and into the boardroom, making them sleek, modern, and powerful. Suddenly, wearing black wasn't just acceptable, it was a power move. Of course, Hollywood played a huge role too. Think about it. James Bond in a crisp black tux, sophisticated, mysterious, and always in control. The Wolf of Wall Street, black power suits, aggressive business deals, and an unapologetic attitude. Men in black suits weren't just stylish, they were futuristic, intimidating, and downright cool. By the 1990s and early 2000s, black suits became a regular choice for business wear. Sure, charcoal, gray, and navy were still dominating office spaces, but black was no longer off limits. It became the go-to for formal events, nightwear, and bold fashion statements. So, next time you're picking out a suit, ask yourself, are you going for classic authority or modern power? What's your go-to business suit color? Let me know in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more style breakdowns. If you want to hear some fun stories, let me know. See you in the next episode. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Have a wonderful day.